I've made several videos on how to calculate your fertile days when trying to get pregnant, but this time around I'm going to be teaching you all how to calculate your safe days when you're trying to avoid pregnancy. That is what we're going to be doing in this video today. So hello guys, what's up and welcome back once again to my channel. This is Everything Health with Nurse Dara. In this channel we get to discuss different topics related to health. If you're seeing this space for the first time, I am Nurse Chidera Cynthia. I'm a registered nurse, registered midwife, registered public health nurse, and a Bachelor of Nursing Science degree holder, currently practicing here in Nigeria. If you're interested in this topic, keep watching. So in order to calculate your safe days, you need to be able to calculate your menstrual cycle first. Let's take for instance, you've already calculated your menstrual cycle. You know how many days menstrual cycle you have. I'm going to be teaching women who have regular cycles first. After teaching them, I'll teach those who have irregular cycles how to calculate their safe days as well. So for women with regular cycles, let's take for instance, you've already calculated your menstrual cycle and you know how many days cycle length you have. You know you have like 25 days cycle length, or 28 days cycle length, or 30 days cycle length, 35, 21 days, 22 days. You already know how many days cycle length you have. Let's start with the average, the 28 days cycle length. So you have 28 days cycle. Let's take for instance, you got your period for the month of February. On the 8th of February, you can get your period any day. You can get your period on the 2nd, on the 4th, on the 10th. But we are going to be using 8 as an example for this video. She got her period on the 8th. And when I say she got her period, I mean the flow started on the 8th. That was the day the period started. Now, from the day you got your period is the day 1 of your menstrual cycle. So 8th February, which was the day this woman's period started, is the day 1 of her menstrual cycle. This is the day 1. Then you keep counting till she gets her next period. Then you stop counting a day before that next period. Now let's count together. This is day 1 of her cycle. 3, day 4, day 5, day 6, 7. Enter March. 25, 26, 27, 28. We said her cycle length is 28 days, which means she got her period on the 7th of March. She got her next period on the 7th of March. So after listing this out, you're going to calculate the fertile days first. Then those days outside the fertile days are your safe days. So for you to know your safe days accurately, you need to calculate your fertile days first. So for a woman with 28 days cycle, you subtract 14 from 28 days and you get 14. You subtract 14 and you get what? 14. Now if you're wondering where this 14 is coming from, it is the number of luteal phase for every woman. The average number of luteal phase for every woman. That is how many days every woman stays after her ovulation day before she gets her next period, and that is 14 days. So you subtract 14 from any cycle length you have and you get your ovulation day. That means this woman's ovulation is going to be on cycle day 14. This is cycle day 14. Then you do plus or minus 2. Plus or minus 2. Because this day 14, we are not 100% sure that on the day 14, exactly on the day 14, that woman is going to ovulate. The ovulation can come 2 days before day 14 or 2 days after day 14. So this is 2 days after day 14 and 2 days before day 14. That is day 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16. This is the woman's most fertile days. So this is us trying to get the fertile days first, so that from there we'll be able to trace out the woman's safe days when she's trying to avoid pregnancy. So we are trying to get the fertile days first. So now, because a man's sperm can survive for up to 3 to 5 days in a woman's body, and since we say this man can ovulate on day 14, then plus or minus 2, which means she can ovulate on day 12 or day 13 or day 14, 15 or 16. It is not certain, but it is within these 5 days that she is most likely to ovulate. So if she ovulated on the least day, which is day 12, and she had intercourse here, can't you see that she's going to get pregnant? Because the man's sperm can survive for up to 3 to 5 days in the woman's body. So what we do is to add extra 5 days before the least number, and we start counting the 5 days from here. So 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. This is still the fertile days. Okay, then because a woman's egg can last for up to 12 to 24 hours after it has been released, so if she ended up ovulating on day 16 and she had intercourse on day 17 and the egg is going to last for up to 12 to 24 hours, she's going to get pregnant. So we add extra 2 days after the last day that she is most fertile, and that is day 17 and day 18. So these days, okay, okay, that is from day 8 to day 18. From day 8 to day 18 are this woman's fertile days. So now, what is this woman's safe days? What days within her menstrual cycle can she have intercourse without getting pregnant? Now let's take for instance, she saw her period for 4 days. Her period lasted for 4 days, and that is day 1, day 2, day 3 and day 4, and the period stopped. Her safe days will start from cycle day 5, day 6, day 7, and then she will enter the fertile days. If she has sex within these days, she's going to get pregnant. She's likely to get pregnant. But the days I'm highlighting with the red pen are her safe days. Her safe days will stop on cycle day 7, and the fertile days will start immediately. And then when the fertile days stops on cycle day 18, the safe days continues from cycle day 19, 20, 21, cycle day 22, cycle day 23, 24, 25, 26, 27 and 28. So the days I'm highlighting with the red pen are her safe days. These are her safe days. Okay, so her safe days is going to be cycle day 5, 6, 7. That is immediately after her period ends. Her safe days will start on cycle day 5, 6 and 7. Then her fertile days will start from cycle day 8 to cycle day 18, and immediately after that her safe days will continue from cycle day 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27 and 28. Cycle day 28, this is the day her next period will start. So these are her safe days. That is why I said for you to get your safe days, you should be able to get your fertile days. So those days outside your fertile days are your safe days. Now I'm going to give another example for a woman with 21 days cycle, another cycle length, just so you can really understand what I'm trying to teach here. So let's calculate the safe days for a woman with 21 days cycle. 21 days cycle, and let's say her period for the month of February started on the 2nd of February. That is, the flow started on this day, and the flow lasted for day 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Let's say her period lasted for 5 days. It can last for 4 days, some people it's 5 days, okay, but let's just say her period lasted for 5 days. Then you keep counting because you're trying to get the cycle length. We say this 21 days cycle length. So day 6, 7, 8, 9, 19, 20, 21. This is 21 days cycle. That means her next period started on the 23rd of February. So you subtract 14 from 21 and you're going to get what? 21 minus 14 and you get 7. So that means her ovulation day is going to be on the cycle day 7, and this is cycle day 7. Then plus or minus 2, because we are not certain if exactly on the day 7 she's going to ovulate. So plus or minus 2, we add 2 days after day 7 and 2 days before cycle day 7, making it a total of 5 days that she is most fertile. Now, because sperm can survive for up to 3 to 5 days in a woman's body, we add 5 days before the least number that she's most likely to ovulate, and that is cycle day 5. You start counting the 5 days from here. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Also, because the egg can last for up to 12 to 24 hours after it has been released, so we add 2 extra days after day 9, and that is day 10 and day 11. So these days, okay, for a woman with 21 days cycle, she is most fertile from cycle day 1 to cycle day 11. So from the very first day of her period, she's already fertile. Her fertile day starts from cycle day 1 to cycle day 11. So how do we calculate safe days for these women with 21 days cycle? It is very risky for them to have intercourse, unprotected intercourse during their period, because their fertile days starts from the day 1 of their period. Now this is their safe days. So her safe days will start from cycle day 12 to cycle day 21. Cycle day 12, okay, cycle day 12 to cycle day 21. The days highlighted with my red pen are her safe days. If she have unprotected sexual intercourse within these days, there are low chances of her getting pregnant. So let's take, for instance, we keep counting. She got her next period on the 23rd, right? Still for a woman with 21 days cycle, she got her next period on the 23rd, and this is cycle day 1, then day 2, day 3, day 4, day 5. Her period stops, but you keep counting. Day 6, 7, 8, 20 and 21. She got her next period on the 15th of March, and we said her ovulation day is going to be on the cycle day 7. This is cycle day 7, plus or minus to day 8, day 9, day 6 and day 5. You add 5 days before the least number, you get 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Then because the egg can survive for up to 12 to 24 hours, you add 2 extra days, day 10 and day 11. Her safe days starts from cycle day 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20 and 21. These days I highlighted with my red pen are her safe days. I'm going to give one last example for a woman with 35 days cycle. Then I'll explain to women with irregular cycles how to calculate their own safe days. So for women with 35 days cycle, let's take for instance her period started on the 4th of February. It's day 1 of her cycle. The period lasted for day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4 and maybe day 5, and you keep counting. Day 6, day 7, day 8, day 9, 10, 11, 34 and 35. Next period started on the 10th of March. So then you subtract 14 from 35 days, and what do you get? You get 21. Cycle day 21. This is her ovulation day. Plus or minus 2. Plus or minus 2, 20 and 19. Plus 2 is 22 and 23. Then because the sperm can survive for up to 3 to 5 days in a woman's body, you add 5 days before this day. Start counting from here. This is 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. And because the egg can survive for up to 12 to 24 hours, you add 2 days after day 23. This is day 24 and day 25. So this woman's fertile days is going to start from cycle day 15 all the way to cycle day 25. Then her safe days, we said the period lasted for 5 days, okay? This is 5 days. The period lasted for 5 days. So you start counting her safe days after her period, and that is day 6 all the way to day 14. Then after the fertile days ends on cycle day 25, you continue counting the safe days again from 26 all the way to 35. And if you're wondering why I'm starting to calculate the safe days from after her period, some people have intercourse during their period, but that is unhygienic and I wouldn't advise anyone to do that. So I'm starting to calculate the safe days after her period ends. If you have unprotected sexual intercourse within your period, you're also not going to get pregnant, okay? Your period days are also your safe days for these women, but not for women with 21 days cycle. Remember, their fertile days starts from the first day of their period. Now let's move on to how to calculate your safe days for women with irregular cycles. Irregular cycles or varying cycle lengths. where you're getting different cycle lengths every month. Probably this month you got 28 days cycle, next month 21 days cycle, another month 23 days cycle. Your cycle length varies every month. I'm going to be teaching you how to calculate your safe days with varying cycle lengths. Now remember, I said for you to get your safe days, you need to calculate your fertile days first. For women with irregular cycles, you have to calculate your cycle lengths, the varying cycle lengths you've been getting, at least for up to 6 months. List them out. That way you can use them to calculate your fertile days, and from there you get your safe days. So let's take for instance, this woman has been keeping record of her cycle lengths. For the month of August, she got 28 days cycle. For the month of September, she got 25 days cycle. For the month of October, she got 24 days cycle. For the month of November, she got 22 days cycle. For the month of December, she got 30 days cycle. Then January, she got 27 days. So you can see these are varying cycle lengths, okay, but they still fall within the normal cycle length, which is from 21 days to 35 days. Now this is how to calculate her ovulation days, so that from there she can get her safe days. So to get the fertile days for this woman who have varying cycle lengths, what you have to do is to look for the highest number here, you subtract 11 from it, then you look for the lowest number and you subtract 18 from it. This is the highest number so far, 30. You subtract 11 from it, okay, and then you look for the lowest number, which happens to be 22, and then you subtract 18 from it. If you're wondering how we got this 11 and 18, luteal phase for every woman is between 11 to 18 days, and the average is 14 days. That is why we use 14 as luteal phase for every woman who have regular cycle. But for women who have varying cycle lengths, we pick the lowest number and the highest number of the luteal phase, and then we use it to get their fertile days. So if you have varying cycle lengths, all you have to do is to pick out the highest number from the cycle lengths you've been getting, you subtract 11 from it, you look for the lowest number and you subtract 18 from it. So when you subtract 11 from 30, you get 19, and you subtract 18 from 22 and you get 4. So this means this woman's fertile days will start from cycle day 4 to cycle day 19. She's going to know that for every month that she's getting her period, her fertile days starts from cycle day 4 to cycle day 19. Let's take for instance, her period started on the 1st of February, and this is cycle day 1, 2, 3 and 4. She's going to know that from cycle day 4 to cycle day 19 is going to be her fertile days, which means any day outside those days are going to be her safe days. This is day 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 and 19. So from cycle day 4 all the way to cycle day 19 is going to be her fertile days. Let's take for instance, she got her next period on the 4th of March. This simply means her safe days will be from here, okay, all the way, okay, before she gets her next period. These are her safe days. So for every month, once she starts her period, from cycle day 4 to cycle day 19 are her fertile days. Those days outside cycle day 4 to cycle day 19 every month will be her safe days. So this is it for today's video. If you enjoyed watching, please don't forget to give this video a huge thumbs up, leave a comment in the comment section if you have any questions, and I'll be there to respond. Subscribe, turn on your notification bell, because I have more informative and educative videos coming your way on this channel. This is it for now. Stay tuned and see you in my next one. Bye.